I pray to the spirits of the wild, but they rarely answer.
We lost everything.
Not each other.
There will be attacks.
We'll still...
Seize the moment. Greetings.
Transient relay will revolutionize the industry.
Fight me!
Our deeds are reflected in the dream. Duena has really been looking out for me.
Oh? How so?
Everything's just been going so well. I should offer her some prayers and thanks. Seize the feast. working out for me lately.
Oh? How so?
Everything's just been going so well.
Huh?
I should offer up some prayers of thanks.
She'd probably appreciate it.
Nice tea.
Time is precious.
Keep Ascalon in my heart.
Lieutenant, take the field! Never surrender!
You honor me. May the gods protect you.
Replenishing.
basically a little of all the things you were just looking at is part of what kind of is influencing my opinion on this. Rock the Wall isn't like he is a very comfy build, that's for sure. Like, for his time, he's definitely been very, very useful. Now, I'm not deleting him. I'm not going to make him completely obsolete, but at the moment, as it stands, compared to a lot of other fancy builds and things I've been trying for the kinds of other special uses, I've just realized he kind of needs a tune-up in some ways. Now, it's not that he isn't equipped for anything. He is very equipped for a lot of things. He's not hopelessly unequipped. It's just I'm making the connections that he needs, like, some kind of new tune-up or touch-up or something. Like, appearance-wise, he looks cool. Like, no matter what appearance-wise, I've always made him look like his coolest. But it's like, since doing like all these different little raid builds and seeing other ways of how like the game kind of works, I just realized there's probably more I should be trying to look into for making things kind of like work for him. I have this, and I practically don't even use it. I have these, I haven't really been using them, and quite frankly they aren't ascended yet neither. But yeah, I'm just having all those kinds of little thoughts for a while. But I've been pretty on the busy side, especially with raiding content. Like, let me just sort of go into my achievements even just to demonstrate how into it I actually am. Yeah, I've done Wings 1, Wings 2, Wings 3, Wings 4. I've done all of Wings 7, basically. But there's like a few random little small things I haven't actually done in there yet.
Who says beggars
What's
can't be
this?
choosers?
Oh, psh. I did at least look at Doom. When it comes to Doom, it seems like a bit of like a kite and enemy placement flow sort of fight, as well as something about orbs in the sky. I don't know. I really didn't get very far with that. And then I did see the first boss in Mythrite. After getting to talk to Zamaros.
Spare a little change?
So, yeah, I have definitely seen my share of raiding up to a pretty decent extent. Enough to make 2 other pieces of, like, the ascended precursor
What brings
armors.
you here?
Why am I talking to you? Shows how often I actually go to this crafting professions location. But like, I have my KPs, my kill proofs, as it were. Let's see, this one, and this one. No wait, this one's from Wing 6. These 3 are Wing 7. These are Wing 1. Wing 3. I don't have any for Zera at the moment. Let's see, Wing 2. There isn't much of like a kill-proof KP thing for Wing 2. Wing 4. Now this was particularly the most annoying one for me to get. I had to scout so many Wing 4 groups. Apparently it's actually uncommon for just random pug groups to just get a Wing 4 going to through Deimos even. Like semi-experienced training even. It's uncommon for a Deimos one. Even if it's a range. Now people will usually say ranged is easier. What is this? Oh, I forgot I had this. Whoops. That's another thing. It's like That should be proof enough that I haven't been on rock enough. It's like I do all these little investments and things, but I haven't been on rock enough. It's actually a little disappointing. I haven't been on rock enough. I should probably convert this over to my now current World vs. World character. Like, the spider themed character I have is actually now my World vs. World character now. Just because they do get a lot of killing done and they corrupt a lot of boons, which in turn makes my life a hell lot easier. Like, you would be surprised how many people hard rely on their boons and don't even realize it. Like, it makes the world, like, so much easier to, like, combat if you just know that singular factor. Well, I should probably actually keep that on him. I was thinking, oh, I'll just swap it to my Catmander. And I was like, wait a minute. I think most of my characters should have these things.
May Lissa aid you.
I should probably actually move the book over. I was thinking, is there other things I should be moving over just because I don't play them enough? But really, there isn't too much to move over. A lot of this is actually pretty soulbound. Actually, wow, I have a lot of these. Like, why have I not been using more? I probably will after this video. I keep it going. Oh, right. Psh, I forgot. I forgot I did that with those. But, yeah, these are raid-based. I had to complete all of the, Envoy collection stuff for that. Legendary armor. See, these are completed. I've definitely been raiding. I'm a real raider now, you guys. I'm a real raider. Maybe not the best raider, but I am in fact a real raider, and I have well over 100 titles in this game. And I am still trying to progress that into further ones. My achievement points have been just straight up crazy, still growing, because I am crazy and still going at it. Like, I really want a lot of things to just go absolutely crazy in progression. So far I've been doing quite well at that. In that sense, I want to say I'm kind of like proud. But I don't want to be like, get a big head or something, like my grandpa would say. Don't get a big head now. New episode. It's kind of at a cliffhanger-y bit. I don't know if I want to make a video on it just yet, but I can, like, kind of talk about it. Now, these skins, these are straight up, like, RNG sort of drops. You can't just make them or anything like that, otherwise I would have. Looks like they're preparing for the Winter's Day stuff. Volcanic. And quite frankly, these things are so expensive. Oh my god. It's like, yeah, I have a lot of gold, but I'm not gonna spend that much gold on them.
How can I help?
Take a look at this. Imagine wielding, like, a ball of smoke at your enemies. That still, like, cuts and things. Like, that'd be actually really cool. I really actually want these weapons just for that purpose. And quite frankly, actually, I'm pretty sure the short bow is actually pretty much perfect for Condition Revenant builds. Or like Revenant, like the Renegade builds in general. Like pretty decent for like the color schemes they have going. So that's like really, really cool. Otherwise, the other weapons set from this episode are they? This one. The Dragon Slayer weapons. Now, this is just straight up grindy to do, and probably a lot of people are gonna say, I'm not gonna do this. But the thing is, or at least this is my take on this, I'm probably going to have to do this at some point. I'm probably going to have to do this. Now, not just because, like, I think the weapons are going to be worth it. It's that I think that ANET might actually just have us do their usual thing of saying, yeah, you should probably have grinded this out, instead of saying, I don't like these, because I'm going to have something cool later on that actually requires these. Like maybe a version 2 that's maybe glowier, or maybe looks fancier, or bigger or something. And it's like, I like fancier and bigger in some cases. And quite frankly, they did a lot of stuff of that in previous like Living World seasons and such. Especially like Living World Season 3 and Season 4, if you wanted the legendaries, the trinkets. If you wanted the trinkets, you had to actually invest in like the collections to those those things. I almost said episodes. They're like seasonal arcs and such. Oh, if I do one more, I get like 5 AP. Cool. I really should like get back into like investing in that place. But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting project trying to work back on like the achievement points and such of the game. It's been an interesting project trying to start back up working on the weapons from Thunderhead and such. I've been getting quite a lot of like achievement points and such just for that. It's like 11 achievement points per weapon from Thunderhead. If you're like working towards like the Ascended, that is. And do like the little like achievement story things, if they want to call them that. It's been quite a bit of investment, but I want to say it's been worth it. I still need to go back and do certain achievements. I still need this thing. Like, most groups just suck at managing to get it done. So I think you almost want to, like, start up a group that can do it. Like, honestly, if you have, like, a fractal built group or a raid built group, I'm sure you can do it. I almost want to say I don't want to like force anyone to do anything like that. Like that would just look silly in open world. Though I'm sure you'd get the job done. I still need to go back and do this. There are a few achievements that are just straight up annoying to do, and it's just like, why haven't I done these yet? Now this one I know why I haven't done it, because it's actually annoying to spot that last golem because there's so many of them. And they will actually kind of like pass through each other a bit, and you will get confused. You're supposed to get confused and just kind of get a little lucky. This one, I actually don't know why I haven't gotten this. I don't know what the real prerequisites are for it. This one is just breaking fountains enough in the Great Hall runs. Yeah, you can see I definitely have been taking these like pretty half seriously at least. Then, let's see. At the moment, there's this stuff going on that relates to the new episode. This is just completing the current community goal tier, which will probably end either later tonight or like earlier tomorrow. I'm trying to stretch to my right, to my left. Okay. I've been sitting down for a bit and I've just been so full of energy somewhat since like waking up. It's kind of like a little later in the day. And it's like I also know I have to like be like places a little later. So it's just like I'm trying not to be like too comfy or something. It's like I'm in that little weird, goofy little in-between spot mentally and physically. But I have to actually kind of like look back at where I left off with certain things. Like I'm pretty sure I probably am forgetting stuff I've been supposed to be doing just because I haven't been on Rock the Wall in such a long frickin' time. And because I've been trying so like desperately to get this like rating stuff going on. And then there's like all this other stuff going on in IRL, like storage stuff going on, people moving here and there or trying to. There's just all kinds of goofy little things going on. It's just been an interesting little thing. And it's like, I'm pretty sure since my previous video, I'm probably running much smoother frame rate than before. Let me just take a look. It says I'm getting about 50 frames right now. 42, 39, 49, 48, 43. You know, it's not like a solid 60 frames a second, but that's still pretty good. Like, that's way better frames than I used to get being in a place like this. It used to be like 24 frames or something. Yeah, I definitely got like a better processor and a graphics card since then. So there is also that. This is probably the smoothest you've ever seen my frame rate. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. So you can probably also understand some of like the energy I'm getting into doing things from that. But yeah, a lot of my main attention in the game lately has been trying to invest in like achievement points, some of this random little goofy crafting stuff, trying to be like more caught up, and then also like trying to get more into like raiding and whatever else. I figured the more little it's always been like a slight little philosophy when it comes to this game that I should be doing all these little things, and it usually pays off really big for like the big things in the game. But I almost forgot what I was about to talk about with this character. So I'm either going to be looking into like another use of like their stats as a build, or I'm going to like invest more into a whole new kind of build for Rock the Wall, just to make him a little more useful. Like, not that he isn't useful, like he can survive actually pretty decently, and he's not hopelessly useless. He is definitely not hopelessly useless. That's a light combo field? I hadn't realized.
Yeah.
All this time I thought it was a fire field. I mean, it makes sense that it's a light field, but that's another thing. As of very, very recently, I've been paying more attention to combo fields and their effects in one scenario to another. So I think that's probably been making me, in turn, a slightly better player at this game. In terms of thinking, oh, I should use this with this, and then I'll get these kinds of effects and these kinds of scenarios. But yeah, a lot of Guardian in fields I've noticed are in fact light fields.
What do you expect after 100
Then
years
Revenant fields are mostly fire.
I kill for one right now. I bet you think I'm joking.
But it can also get like a Revenant can also get like a darkness field with like the Malix.
Now, good day.
But I've been realizing how much like combo fields can play an effect into like your gameplay to the game. And could even allow you to ignore like the use of like stats to an extent. To like say a rotation or something. For example, with Thief, you could lay down like your smoke fields and such, and you do like attacks through them, and they would be able to like blind your enemies. I'm just like realizing, wow, this could actually make just like the most trash defensible thief like much tankier than that. And like maybe you need to use stealth a lot less. And like these are just things I didn't really think about before. So I feel like that's definitely going to be a thing I'm going to look more into. And it's going to be a lot more interesting for me to like get into a number of classes. Like so far, one of the things that I've always hated about, say, Elementalist, for one, it's like really squishy. But it's like I was never too sure what would be like the more optimal, proper use of like skills. But it's like since noticing like the combos and that, I've realized, oh hey, you could be charging up this, swap to that, use this, and then you would get these kinds of little small effects in the middle of battle. And I'm just thinking, that's probably actually half of how their skills revolve around as a system of survival, or even like greater effects. And I noticed a lot of mention of like auras, which would also be caused by like these combo finishers in the fields and such, if you use them correctly with Elementalist. In which case you'd probably be like clinging to like earth and water a lot just for those reasons alone. Even if it's like, say with water, not very DPS like. So it's been like quite a lot of thoughts in my head as to what I could really be doing to like change my experience with the game. Not that I actually need a change of experience. I find a lot of things to keep me busy. Especially if I'm like looking to improve. But it's like there's always been those classes I was never too sure about as to how I'd like to actually enjoy them, how I could enjoy them. That's always been like a thing that's like bummed me out. It's like, I can't get into Necro, I can't get into Elementalist. Warrior is too boring. And on top of that, Warrior, as a theme is really generic. Like, almost anything can really become a warrior. Not that everything is like muscular, and like it'll just like Metal Man tank rip through you or something. But it's like a lot of things could just go all warrior on you if you think about it as like a theme, like the generic theme itself. The term warrior. Like A soldier can be a warrior, but a warrior isn't exactly a soldier, if that makes any sense. If anything, a warrior just isn't super magical. That's the real thing about what really separates things from being a warrior. Warriors aren't about the magic, they're about the battle.
My grandma made great red bean cakes.
That's what really defines what a warrior is.
I bet you think I'm joking.
Then a soldier is someone who's in for the battle for their people.
Now, good day.
They're there to represent their uniform, perhaps. They're there for their people. You're probably getting what I really mean by that. As like the definition sorts. Like, what is a warrior, what is a soldier, what is a spellcaster or something. And that in turn like reflects part of my mindset as to like how I'd really adjust doing character creations and like how I really theme my character creations. There is actually, with some classes, if you like go by like their definitions of use, there is a lackluster imagination sort of barrier of definition that would like set it more adequate to say loring wise. Like a necromancer. There's actually a very small few variations to go off of, but something that should be, in my opinion, more taken into consideration if we want to be more adequate with what would be adequacy of a necromancer. It's someone who understands death enough to kind of pick apart the use and utilities of death. So, in my opinion, one of the first things that came to mind, more especially, was maybe, say, a doctor. A doctor sees death. They're exposed to death often. They have to deal with death. They have to know a few things of identifying death and what becomes of it is something they are used to. So in turn, they would be a very adequate sort of use of figure to the correlation of death as a character creation. And I am just parkouring all over this place. Ah! Oh, I didn't fall yet. Oh, cool. Now I did. Otherwise, with the Necromancer, it's like, it doesn't really... It's like, there are sort of heal builds that is most mainly, like, providing a barrier. Otherwise, that's more so considered an off-heal, and otherwise there is good benefits to it as to pulling in allies to heal them. So it's like I hesitate as to calling it like an actual heal build while it is still kind of a heal build. So I really should like explain a lot of like my mindset and like concerns of going off of that, especially in like build correlation, because I do take like into consideration like the accuracy of calling this that.
Previous bar brawl experience preferred, but not required.
I forget if I ever told this story, but part of what actually like started this character, Rock the Wall, when I started this game. Now keep in mind the literal symbol for Guardian. If that NPC could shut up. is literally a shield. The literal symbol for Guardian is a shield. One of these things, and surely enough, I guess, just by existing. That's how for sure Guardian is a shield. So it's like, of course, people make the kind of trade of thought that it's like just straight up tanky. Now, to an extent, that is true. Whether or not that's fully the case with my current build, I don't think that's very, very true. If anything, it would be probably good at like kiting, but otherwise, with Dragon Hunter, it's not flawlessly, hopelessly taking hits up front for nothing. Even with my setup. Why do I keep moving closer to NPC? I have bad habits, okay? But yeah, they were suggesting that I should be like their tanker or something, jumping into this game and enter and rock the wall. We were actually now if you recall, like my guild's name, Rage Beast Souls. Beast Souls is a reference throwback to what was speculated to become the name for Bloodborne. So it's like a good few of us have played and beat Dark Souls. And of course, one of everyone's favorite NPCs to remember, Havel the Rock. The unfortunate thing about this game is there isn't very much rock-based themed anything. Like there's this shield, which is actually very good for the theme in my opinion. There is other notable, considerable like weapons and things. But like armor wise, it's just a little lackluster. There is a very distinctive few things. The Laystone armor is that thing when it comes to armor. Otherwise, the rest is like more plausible. But it's like if it wasn't for that one singular factor of like armor, I would say this would be a very flawless thing. Now some of you are probably wondering, okay, so if you're not going to delete this character, are you going to like rename them? Well, no, Rock the Wall is actually a pretty badass name. There's no way I'm changing that. That's a good name. If anything, I might just look into different ways of doing this character. For me, that's like a big thing, because this is like my first character, the OG character that I've played on and done pretty much everything on. Now actually, I do still need to like catch up in like story. Not actually finish
so
this.
Hard to find good Canthan cuisine anymore.
What do you expect? After 100
Ow.
years without trade, hard to keep things authentic.
My grandma made great red bean cakes. I'd kill for one.
They did actually
Really?
finally
I bet
catch
you
up
they're
in
joking.
voice acting and some of the content also.
I'd show you, but I have to.
Did you just get a dumb letter from Malice?
A little caution can't hurt. Though free to venture northward isn't exactly covert language.
I just spoke with Malice. Whatever's happening isn't a spring thaw. We need all of you back here, now.
Why can't Malice just say that? Why does everyone in Ash talk like they're reading bad code and poetry?
It's standard operating procedure. The beachhead by the river. Meet us there.
Couldn't have mentioned she was standing right next to you, Kree. No way to fit that in there.
We'll see you on the beachhead, Commander.
Honestly, I might like this much better with the voice acting put in. And there is actually achievements for going back through with the voice acting included is an interesting little thing. Now I have actually done it already, so I do have the achievements. With feeling, play through every chapter of Jormag Rising with voiceover added. Oh my. There's one on this one also, no quarter, just because there was basically only grunting for a time being. Once more. Play through every chapter of No Quarter with voiceover added. Oh my gosh. They also added a few other ones this one, but I basically already did those, I'm pretty sure. Like one was going through like the parachutes and such. I still haven't finished Moral Breaker. What is wrong with me? I mean, I own all the skins already, but what is wrong with me? I should actually consider trying to like finish off all these special missions just so I don't have to look at them. Cause that's a considerable amount of like loot yet I could be like getting out of these. Oh, that's why I haven't finished that. I'm just thinking, what's this about mines? And I just remembered, oh, that one event where it's painful to actually get to do because you're usually lagging too much, and if you're not up front at it, you're not gonna get any of the mines. Actually brings up a good point. I haven't really tested how my frame rate is there yet, with all these like small changes taking place. And I'll figure that out eventually. But ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that'll have to do for this little bit of like a catch-up video. Now my next video will actually be related to like the story stuff going on. It's gonna be a bit of me figuring out when they're actually gonna be like de-cliffhangering where we kind of left off with, and also a bit of catching up to that point, like what's going on currently from the last stuff. I really do have to double check though if I did do like the video on the last instance to story of a previous episode. Otherwise, at the moment, we're in Champions right now, story-wise. Let's see. What else is there to really talk about and discuss? Now, I didn't really abandon, like, say, Minecraft for those of you who still pay attention to that stuff. In fact, if you pay attention after, like, the birds, or not birds, the bees update, you probably know what I was just thinking by mistake. But, after the bees stuff came out, I did, make a sort of a parkour map based off of the new honeycomb blocks in it. Text message, you can shut up. But yeah, that was a fun little thing I did. I tested like the new honey stuff and whatever else. So if you still follow any of that stuff and play, say, Minecraft, I do still upload to, say, Planet Minecraft. Otherwise, I have recently downloaded Dark Souls 2. So I might play a bit of that sometime soon. And, you know, assuming nothing else is really going on in this game story-wise, just left off as a cliffhanger. I guess that's kind of my plans. Because it's like, I don't want to like miss anything like new and be like, oh no, I need to catch up. It's like, with this game, it's like, once it's new, you want to catch up. Because, like, the sooner you get to it, the easier it is. But thank you so much for watching. I'm for one Solstice 25, Winter Solstice 8. Still debating if I want to, like, mess with that little intro / name stuff at all. But, you have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.